Hi, I'm Veronica, and today I'm going to show you the second part of a very easy series of movements for a healthy spine. Today everything will be standing. So let's start just walking on the spot. And we're doing that so that the feet will decide themselves where is that spot that feels the most stable, the most comfortable to land. So eventually stand somewhere where you feel it most stable, and maybe shift the weight a couple of times between the toes and the heels. And then exactly at the center of the feet. Okay. And now you can take some time to orient yourself in space. Perhaps you are leaning forward or jutting the head forward, or maybe doing something else that takes you away from that vertical axis. So you can imagine that you have one point exactly above your head and the other point is somewhere between your feet down on the floor, and try to orient yourself in relation to those 2 points. Okay. And now take some time to imagine that everything that is waist down is really heavy. So you're sinking to the ground through the feet, and everything waist down is really heavy. And if you keep on visualizing it for a few moments, perhaps you're gonna start feeling a little bit more of space, lightness, and length in the upper portion of the body. Now let's try to emphasize that length in one side of the body a little bit more. So you can place your left hand on the right side of your rib cage and feel that on the inhale there is some space created between the ribs, and then when you exhale and you lower the arm, that space shortens. So do it again. On the inhale, let the arm float up, and this time catch the right wrist with your left hand. Okay. Now invite your whole right side of the body to open. So try not to pull by the arm. Don't reach down. Think of reaching up and across. And you don't want to reach too far. It's just enough to start feeling that opening in the side body. When you start feeling it, you can add opening the lower side of the lower part of the body. So move the heel out to the side, right heel out to the side. And imagine that just the heel is dropping away from the body. So you have that two-dimensional lengthening, waist up and ribs down. And then return. Perhaps you're going to notice that the right side of the body feels a little bit longer than the left side. So let's try to even it out. You can place the hand on the left side of the rib cage. On the inhale, let the arm float up, and then you can catch your wrist and gently invite not the arm but the entire left side of the body to open. So you're reaching up and across. When you start feeling that, okay, this is definitely opening without collapsing, without falling down to the right, you can move the left heel out to the side and let that heel drop away from the body. So you have that full lengthening going on from the waist up and from the lower ribs down the front of the body. And then come back. And again, stand for a moment to feel the difference. Okay. Let's try to open the front of the body now. can place the backs of the hands together, slide them along the midline of the body, so through the pubic bone, through the navel, and through the sternum. And as you slide them, imagine that you are using a zip and you're opening the whole front of the body, eventually reaching maybe slightly with the chin upwards, and maybe even opening the arms up and out. And on the exhale, release. So I can show it from the side as well. Your knees are soft, buoyant, your feet have a good connection with the ground. And as you start sliding, you're just a little bit opening the front of the body. It's more reaching upward than backward. A little bit of a lift. And then moving the arms out and up. And releasing. Okay, so great. Next we're going to pay attention to the back of the body and to the spine. Back of the spine. So let's place the hands on the thighs. And then you can drop the chin to the chest. And slowly start rounding the back. And at the same time slide with your hands down the thighs. Only until you reach your knees. And then slowly slide up. Maybe straighten a little bit, but don't lock them. You can repeat it a couple of times, chin down, rounding the spine, opening the whole back of the body, sliding the hands down the thighs. You can really feel the space between the shoulder blades now. And then slowly roll up. Okay. Once you felt that feeling of rounding the back, we're going to do now cat-cow in a standing version. So it's a very similar movement when your back rounds, but you're adding to that the arms, as if you are hugging a tree. And the arms are relaxed, the elbows soft, the wrists are soft. And then the second movement is when you stick the bum out, reach with the chest forward and with the elbows back. So those are the two moves. And it's important to focus on the movement of the spine here, trying not to move too much in space. So you don't really want to fold from the hips. You don't want to find yourself forward. So keep on thinking of that vertical axis. Your head remains above the feet in both movements. And you can add the breath, inhaling, reaching with the chest forward, exhaling, rounding the back in the C shape, and reaching with the arms forward. Find your rhythm and try to engage the entire spine. The tail, that is your tailbone, and the head are at two ends of the spine. And they're also engaged in that movement. And release. Again, stop for a moment to feel. In the next move, you're going to roll all the way down to the floor, paying attention to roll one vertebra at a time. So first drop the chin to the chest, and that already starts opening the back of your cervical vertebrae. And that's also a moment when you want to start bending your knees. And then keep on going down, feeling how the thoracic spine opens bit by bit. And the lower you go, the more you bend the knees, the more you bend the hips, so that you can access the lumbar spine. And eventually, hang with the head down, so that you can feel also the sacrum and the tail. Stay here for some time. You can shift the weight between the heels and toes a couple of times, eventually landing in the center of the feet. You could also catch the elbows and let the body swing from side to side, which could help you to open and release the sides body a bit more. And it's a great position for creating some space in the spine for traction. Release the arms. Give the weight through the center of the feet. Keep the knees bent and very, very slowly, very consciously start rolling up. So your attention travels upwards through the legs, through the lower legs, through the thighs, coming to the hips. And after that, the belly, the chest, shoulders and head. So coming back to that vertical axis. Stay for a moment. Notice what changed. Great. And the last move, very relaxing movement, also works great on its own. Move the feet wider apart, wider than your hips. Give yourself some space. And start with that 2/3 of a rotation of entire torso. And then let your arms hang loose. So you want to have those completely empty arms, totally relaxed. And they will start hitting your body, front and back. So you could make this movement as slow or as fast as you wish, as small or as large as you wish. The most important thing is that you remain relaxed, especially your arms completely relaxed. And you could keep your feet on the ground, or you could lift one heel at a time. Just go with the momentum and feel that spiraling motion affecting your entire spine. Maybe you want to breathe a little bit deeper, sigh. And then rather than stopping abruptly, first let with the feet, perhaps slow down, and allow your body to stop in its own time. Once the arms stop moving, again you can stand a little bit closer, feet together. One more time, orient yourself in space. Perhaps now you're feeling a little bit differently. Make sure that all your joints are open, soft and buoyant. Feel that connection with the ground. And maybe one more time on inhale, let your arms float out and up. And this time, palms turn down. On exhale, lower the hands along the midline of the body. Maybe take one more deep breath in. And breathe out. And that's it. Thank you very much.